Recently, I learnt an important lesson. That being to always back up your work. Why am I mentioning this now? Okay, so as of when this intro is set, the project files currently don't exist. I was just moving from where the game files are saved, and then suddenly, nothing. They just decided not to exist anymore. And believe me, I looked everywhere for them. I looked in the bin, wasn't there. I did like a whole PC scan for them, and nothing. When this occurred though, I wasn't that sad because I had a trick up my sleeve. Although I didn't keep a backup of the project files, I did keep a backup of the build files. This is epic because now I can just recover them with like itty or something. Yeah, that didn't work at all. I kid you not, nothing worked. I'll let past me sum it up for you. It's gone. 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 Where did it go? It's gone. It's gone. Look how many tabs I have open. It doesn't end. I can't find a single one. It doesn't work. I tried itty Ripper. I put my game in, it just says like, nope, doesn't work. Sorry, man. That's not helpful. Wow. Please note for the future, this is why you keep backups. Yeah, so it doesn't exist and I have to make the whole project from scratch now.
Son, always remember, dying is gay.
So I guess I'll just have to make the whole project from scratch. The only reason I'm actually remaking this is because 1, I get the chance to fix every mistake in the game. 2, I want to finish it because it's my first game, you know. And 3, I'm not about to just up and stop making the game after like 9 whole episodes of this. So let's get started. Yeah, very sad. Anyway, I guess I'll start by recreating the player. By the way, it's not all gone. I did keep those scripts from my tutorials. Now this is going to be like a testing area, but unlike the original one that's in the sky, this time it's going to be like the puzzle dream with the funny tiles and the baked lighting. Also, with this iteration of the player, I gave him some cool glasses because previously it was just a texture of a face. The problem with that is that the camera is the thing that moved when you looked around, not the player, so the texture wouldn't move. Now it's good though because the glasses move with the camera, so I can tell where he's looking. This testing area is going to be a lot better with like platforms, elevations, ramps, rigid bodies and all the likes. Now look at this. This floor has a texture that has different heights for each tile. Oh man, I can't imagine how long it took to individually crop out each bit of the tile and extrude it up. Not to mention how bad that would be for performance. No, you're stupid. This amazing texture, made by me, is just using a height map that makes it look like it's extruded. Wow. I also made a variation of it for all the different colours. This right here is for testing how high the player can jump. The red one is too high to jump over. Problem with the rigid bodies is that pushing them around gives a really jittery appearance. Now something I remember from making the character is that the rigid bodies do that, and for the player, if you don't want them to do it, then you set the interpolate to interpolate. And I was thinking, if that makes the player not jittery, then why don't I do that for the other rigid bodies? So I did that and it actually worked. Look how smooth it looks. Good news by the way, a lot of my scripts were from Reddit, so I just went back to some old posts and stole more of the original scripts. I got the footsteps working by the way, it was pretty easy. In an attempt to get that offset flashlight script working, because it wasn't working, I figured out that the main character has to have the tag, hear me out, main character, and then it worked after that. See these objects? They suck. I hate them. So I'm getting rid of them. I don't want them in my sight. Get them out of here. Ha ha ha. I couldn't find the original meat texture that I used anywhere. So I just thought, hey, why don't I just make one? And I did. I did this mainly because all of the other meat textures online were either really low quality, expensive, or just really bad. I also made a normal map with it, and it's very good. You can see it in the game right here. Also, I actually added something to my footstep method, that being a sound for jumping and landing. Now, I have learnt from my mistakes, and I will back up my game every so often. I'm going to start with the main menu, and as you'll notice, I have some more textures, like this carpet and this wood, that has another height map to make it look more like planks. The carpet also has a height map, by the way. This room is looking hella empty, so it's time to make a bunch of objects in Blender. Like first of all this bed, which I used a soft body and cloth simulations for. And it looks real good. In the meantime, I was also experimenting with other forms of wood. And I got this. I think this could make a really good texture just on its own. Back into Blender, I made a little coffee table, my old cabinet, a lamp, a filing cabinet, that's the word, filing cabinet, kind of low poly version of my PC, a pencil, a little poem, you can read it if you want, it's beautiful. My current desk, my old desk, a keyboard, and a weird version of my mouse. Also, did you know about this? It's like a fly camera mode for Blender. No add-on, it's just a keybind. Very helpful. Anyway, I made my spinny chair, some other stuff like my monitor, and my brother's chest of drawers. So I put them into Unity, and they're really ugly right now, but that's just because of a lack of textures. I did go back later and change a few things, like the mouse. I made it a lot better. And as you can see here, I have a little testing area for the models, so I can properly texture them. I was experimenting with reflection probes, and I found out that it kind of messes up some of the textures, makes them look kind of washed out. But that was kind of fixed by just making the intensity lower. Right, time to put these in the scene. You can see I forgot to record a lot of this because I'm already doing like UI stuff now. Next I did some animations for the camera, and that's good. Luckily I saved the tutorial map so I could just import that into Unity, and it's pretty much done. By the way, since I remade like the entirety of how the footstep system worked, it's now easier than ever to add footsteps to a material. I just need to have a cube as a trigger for the floor, parent it to an empty, and copy and paste something from the parent, and boom, it's done. Easy as that. Then I changed something about it for the better. Originally, it would just play the jump sound effect when you left the footstep trigger, but that would also play if you like walked off a surface, because you technically left the trigger. But now it's done so that if you're in a trigger and you press jump, then it'll play a jump sound effect. So it's much better now. Now I'm making the second and third variations of the tutorial dream, just progressively adding more red and making it darker and all that. Then after you fall through the platform in the tutorial dream, you enter a cutscene, so I'm just making that here. Then mid-animating, I wanted a way to have this lamp change colour with an event, but there was no function for that, so I spent ages trying to find a script that would cycle through a list of materials. Then I found one after like 2 hours, and only after getting it working and doing the stuff did I realise that I could have just turned off the unlit lampshade and turned on a lit one. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that the street sucks. So I made a better version in Blender, and I didn't really record anything on it, but as you can see it's all nice now. I even made 4 new textures, all with normal/height maps. But when I tried to apply the pavement texture to the pavement, it just came out like this. So it turns out that UVs are actually really important. So I just went back into Blender and fixed all the UVs, and it was good after that. So right now this place looks really nice. Like, just compare it to the original. The original's so ugly. Next I wanted to have an infinite loop in the alleyways where both alleyways connect to each other seamlessly. Meanwhile, trying to figure out this, I made a better door because the old one was a mess, and now it's good. Anyway, I got the effect I wanted, only catches it's not done with portals. Yeah, I just have the same map duplicated 2 times on each side. Yeah, I know, smart. Now I'm making some meat objects, obviously. Then after that I made the dream place off camera. Also through the windows of the dream place I put one of the street map, and with all the objects everything is here except, how could I forget the mug? Oh, my bad guys. See, much better. Then I made some dialogue that took like all day. Then after that is a little booting up screen with a typewriter effect. After that is the puzzle dream, and this shouldn't take too long, just some basic like extruding and baked lightinging. I had to change the text in the little tunnel from like, it did say like to get to the highest jump and then duck at the same time, and then I changed it to something's wrong. This was done because for some reason after remaking the game, jumping and ducking at the same time doesn't increase your jump anymore. Then I made the second puzzle dream, and you don't get the clip of me making that though, only me. Or the third puzzle dream apparently, just enjoy the baked lighting clips. Mug. So I put the meat thing there and that's good. Just so you know, if this video or editing seems a little rushed, that's because it is. See, at the time of writing this script, it's an hour before Christmas Eve, and I want to get this video out on Christmas Day because, you know. Anyway, grappling gun dream. Wow, so cool. I made it so that if you don't start with the grappling gun, you just have to pick it up though. Speaking of grappling guns, here it is in Blender. A little better than the original in my opinion. For some reason, when I looked up or down with the grappling gun, it would stretch, and after like an hour, I figured out that this whole time the camera game object was not supposed to be parented to the capsule. Then I made the spooky outdoors place along with some better trees. So I put it in Unity with all the textures, and now that's good. Also, I re-downloaded that barbed wire chain link fence asset and placed it all over the scene. Now for the inside. This took a while, but it's good. You know, the usual extrude, texture, lights, objects, triggers, all the good stuff. Only thing worth talking about is the creepy guy. He's 3D now. Very scary, as intended. Now, instead of him charging at you, he just is in a light, and then he disappears as soon as you get near him. Much good, very better. I added the dream place to the end of it, and you have to go to bed again. If you look into the living room, then you just see a bunch of objects, and that's cool. Now onto the end dream. I imported the dream place into Blender so I could have a size reference, and I did the fleshy tube, along with a better UV and more detailed mesh. Then with the map, originally it was just a flat map with a meat texture and it was really boring. But now it has a displacement map in it for more lumps and bumps. Very nice now. Then for the cylinder end bit, I got the original glass casing and shattered it because, hey look, the key isn't meat anymore. Nice. I put some meat in the glass thing and also some doors over there. The meat versions of the original dreams are pretty self-explanatory. I explained a lot of this stuff in the previous videos. Anyway, blah blah blah, credits, end dream 5, baked lighting, you get it by now. And that's kind of it. That'll be it for this video. Took about a month to recreate the whole game. Anyway, thanks, goodbye, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good Christmas.